Every day, the business world seems to be chasing the next big headline. One week, it's a record-breaking acquisition. The next, it's a groundbreaking AI model, a major product launch, or another company reporting impressive quarterly earnings. Those stories dominate the news cycle, but they often overshadow a much larger transformation that's happening quietly across almost every industry. Behind the scenes, companies are changing the way they invest, hire, operate, and compete. It's not one dramatic event, but thousands of strategic decisions happening simultaneously. Together, they're creating what may become the biggest business story flying under the radar. One of the most significant changes is the growing emphasis on productivity over expansion. For years, the business world rewarded companies that expanded as quickly as possible. Businesses opened new offices, entered additional markets, hired aggressively, added more products. Growth was often considered the ultimate measure of success. Today, many executives are asking a different question. Instead of asking how fast they can grow, they're asking how efficiently they can operate. That shift is changing corporate strategy across nearly every sector. Artificial intelligence is accelerating this transformation. Much of the public discussion focuses on AI replacing jobs or transforming entire industries overnight. Inside companies, however, AI is often being used in far more practical ways. Businesses are automating repetitive administrative work, improving customer support, analyzing operational data, generating reports, forecasting demand, helping employees complete routine tasks more efficiently. The objective isn't simply adopting AI because it's popular. The objective is improving productivity while allowing employees to spend more time solving problems that require human judgment and creativity. Another quiet transformation is happening inside corporate operations. Over time, every growing business becomes more complicated. More software platforms, more approval processes, more meetings, more reporting, more departments. Eventually, complexity begins reducing efficiency instead of improving it. Many companies are now reversing this trend. They're simplifying workflows, removing duplicate systems, reducing unnecessary meetings, clarifying responsibilities. Businesses are discovering that simpler organizations often make better decisions and respond faster to changing markets. Customer relationships are evolving too. Companies increasingly recognize that keeping existing customers is often more valuable than constantly chasing new ones. Loyal customers generate recurring revenue, recommend products and services to others, provide meaningful feedback, and help create predictable long-term growth. Instead of focusing exclusively on customer acquisition, businesses are investing more heavily in customer experience. Faster service, better communication, more personalized support, simpler buying processes. These improvements rarely make headlines, but they strengthen businesses over time. Financial discipline has become another defining trend. Businesses are becoming much more selective about where they invest. Instead of launching every promising initiative, executives carefully evaluate whether projects strengthen long-term competitiveness. Technology infrastructure, cybersecurity, automation, employee development, customer experience, operational improvements. These investments are receiving greater attention because they build stronger organizations instead of producing only short-term results. Supply chains illustrate another important shift. Recent global disruptions showed companies that minimizing costs alone isn't enough. Businesses are strengthening supplier relationships, diversifying sourcing, improving inventory planning, expanding operational flexibility. Rather than optimizing only for efficiency, organizations are optimizing for resilience. Reliable operations have become an important competitive advantage. The workforce is changing alongside these investments. Companies understand that employee skills must continue evolving. Technology changes too quickly for learning to stop after hiring. Businesses are investing in leadership development, digital literacy, artificial intelligence training, problem-solving, communication. Continuous learning is becoming a permanent part of corporate culture instead of an occasional training program. Leadership itself is evolving. Modern executives must balance technological innovation, financial discipline, cybersecurity, workforce development, customer expectations, and economic uncertainty simultaneously. Strong leaders no longer focus only on managing current performance. They're building organizations capable of adapting continuously. That requires flexibility, curiosity, and a willingness to rethink long-standing assumptions before circumstances demand it. Data has quietly become one of the most valuable business assets. Every customer interaction, transaction, operational process, and financial activity generates useful information. Businesses that organize and analyze this data effectively identify trends earlier, improve forecasting, reduce waste, and make smarter strategic decisions. Data isn't replacing experience. It's strengthening decision-making by providing clearer insights into what customers and markets are actually doing. Innovation is changing as well. Companies are moving away from waiting years to introduce one revolutionary breakthrough. Instead, they're improving continuously, testing ideas earlier, collecting customer feedback, releasing updates more frequently, making products and services better through small, consistent improvements. These gradual changes often create stronger competitive advantages than occasional dramatic innovations. Perhaps the most overlooked part of this transformation is mindset. Businesses are no longer assuming stability will eventually return. They're building organizations that expect continuous change. Markets evolve, technology advances, customer expectations increase, competition becomes more intense. Instead of reacting after change occurs, successful companies are preparing in advance. That proactive approach is becoming one of the defining characteristics of modern business. Interestingly, this transformation isn't limited to technology companies. Manufacturers, healthcare providers, banks, retailers, logistics companies, professional services firms, businesses in nearly every industry are asking many of the same questions. How can we improve productivity? How can we simplify operations? How can we strengthen customer relationships? How can we become more resilient? How can we prepare employees for future challenges? The answers differ from company to company, but the overall direction is remarkably similar. Looking ahead, these trends are unlikely to disappear. Artificial intelligence will continue evolving. Automation will expand into more business functions. Customer expectations will continue rising. Digital transformation will keep accelerating. Businesses that continue investing in strong foundations will likely outperform those focused only on short-term opportunities. The biggest business story flying under the radar isn't one company making a bold announcement. It's thousands of companies quietly making smarter decisions at the same time. They're simplifying instead of adding complexity, building resilience instead of relying on perfect conditions, investing in people alongside technology, strengthening operations instead of chasing growth at any cost. These changes may not dominate today's headlines, but they are reshaping the future of business from the inside out.